On the outside, modern Shanghai might not really show it. But this city became synonymous with cultural decadence in the 1920s and 30s. In fact, it became known as the Paris of the East. Foreigners flocked here in their thousands, looking to get rich quick as the city flourished as the commerce center between China and the rest of the world. Soon, Shanghai became more famous for its bohemian underground speakeasies and smoky jazz bars. That historic charm and air of optimism of the early days is an atmosphere Salon de Ning aims to recreate. Legend has it that in the 1920s, there was a mysterious character called Madame Ning, who led an extravagant and luxurious life. Well-traveled, her home was filled with treasures collected from all over the world. Her story is recreated at this unique drinking lounge.
Madame Ning was this beautiful lady who actually was very well known within the society of the who's and who's of the Shanghai back in 1920s and 30s, who also had many residents in the different part of the world, where she would actually travel and make the connection with the social lives of those part of the world, and to show the grandeur and the love of Shanghai. Salon de Ning was named after her for her philosophy of giving this mystique and at the same time the aura of the glorified East back then.
At the bar, there are 4 themed areas: an upside-down room, a submarine room, an Indian alcove, and a movie memorabilia room. And what does King Kong have to do with all of this?
King Kong is correlated to the one of the room that we pay tribute to the movie industry back in 1920s and 30s. King Kong actually was the biggest blockbuster back then. So we put one and one together. We said, wouldn't it be really cool and fun if we actually put a replica of King Kong at our entrance to greet our clients?
Now, if movie monsters aren't your thing, then head to Shanghai's western suburbs. Zhujia Jiao is well known as an ancient water town and boasts a fascinating 1,700-year-long history. A boat trip is the perfect way to explore this ancient town, often dubbed as the Venice of the East. There are over 36 stone bridges that line Zhujia Jiao, but the most iconic is the Fangshan Bridge. Resting on 5 arches, it is one of the largest stone arch bridges in Shanghai. Through the long streets and zigzagging lanes, you will discover archaeological wonders dating back several thousand years. Among these paths is the growing blend of ancient and modern. Great North Street, or as the locals call it, the mile-long road with 1,000 shops, offers everything retail-wise, and when you can shop no more, take a break. Try the street food and a cup of tea in a family-owned tea house. I'm in the ancient water town of Zhujia Jiao, in the outskirts of the city, and just behind these gates is a haven of modern luxury. Anlu Zhujia Jiao is seen by many first-class travelers as one of the more luxurious options when it comes to accommodation, in a town dubbed Venice of the East. The hotel only has 35 villas, each with its own courtyard and private garden. And 4 of the most expensive, well, they have a private heated outdoor pool. But don't worry, there's also a shared swimming option. Aside from all the usual amenities you'd expect at a luxury resort, Anlu Zhujia Jiao has a Tai Chi room with resident Tai Chi master and a traditional Chinese medicine service desk. The ultra-luxurious hotel also caters to guests' every culinary desire with a special menu of selected Asian cuisine. But if you want to be at the heart of Shanghai's hustle and bustle, there's some serious competition, especially in the city's most famous area. This is Wanda Rain on the Bund. It cost over $500 million to build and is 21 stories of absolute luxury. The hotel has the opulence to rival the finest establishments of London, New York, or Dubai. It combines an Art Deco style with early 20th century Chinese design. The elaborate, sometimes even over-the-top design touches continue throughout the interior. And as you would expect from a 7-star establishment, there's no shortage of cuisine choices. It has 4 restaurants, including Marc, named after famed Michelin-starred French chef Marc Minot. Wanderin just celebrated its 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
What has the reception been like? What kind of guests are staying here?
There's a great demand from China, from the elite. They come in and they feel that it's something new to them. They feel at home here, right? And we have international business travelers, leisure travelers. But I find that even the business travelers that come, they come here to do big business, but then in the morning or on a Saturday, they'll put on their jeans and then they'll walk out to Yew Garden or walk out on the Bund. So people really like to mix business and pleasure here.
How much does it cost to stay one night in a 7-star hotel?
Our rates typically go, there's seasonal rates like any other hotel, but typically our guest rooms are starting from around 2,500 renminbi and up, of course. The chairman's suite can go up to 150,000 per night.
That's around $400 for a normal room, and up to an eye-popping $23,000 for the chairman's suite, which is 3,100 square foot of luxury on the 20th floor, offering you your own living room, dining areas, study, and a massage bathtub with a breathtaking view of the famous Bund.
And also the bathroom has a beautiful slab of jade, so when you get out of the bath, you can actually, towel dry standing on jade. The faucets are 24-karat gold.
Da Ke Tang is a traditional Chinese tea house that has become the go-to place for tea connoisseurs and investors alike. In 2007, businessman Zhang Qiming opened Shanghai's Da Ke Tang as a living room for his tea collector friends. And there's no tea more collectible than Pu'er. It comes from China's southern Yunnan province. Famed for its deep, earthy flavor, the tea is dried, fermented, and molded. Unlike green tea, which loses its fragrance over time, the fermentation process of pu'er tea means it can be stored for a long time. The labeling system of when and where it was produced means, like fine wines, a good vintage becomes highly sought after. The tea house's first-floor salon is lined with discs of pressed teas dating back to the turn of the 20th century. With this little gem estimated to be worth upwards of 5 million renminbi, that's around 760,000 US dollars. As traditional teas become a sought-after investment, the Western influence remains. Inside this building is one of the most exclusive and secret fine wine cellars in Shanghai, very much a members-only experience. Standing at the northern end of Shanghai's famed Bund Promenade, the House of Roosevelt occupies one of the many grand buildings that were constructed in the 1920s along Shanghai's waterfront as bold statements of wealth and prestige, perfectly fitting what it is home to now. In 2008, the building was acquired by the investment firm controlled by the descendants of two famous American presidents, Theodore Roosevelt and Franklin D. Roosevelt. What is the business of the House of Roosevelt?
The House of Roosevelt is to promote lifestyle businesses, including wines and private clubs, as you see, library and other culture-related activities.
For people who like wine for investment, what does the House of Roosevelt offer?
Well, when we look at wine investment, you can look at a few options. Of course, number one, you can buy the wines, you can buy the future wines, or you can buy existing wine and put it in 10, 15 years. We will increase value. But at Roosevelt, we move one step further. We underwrite and we partnership with a vineyard in Bordeaux. And what we do is we subdivide the vineyard so the people can acquire a piece of land. And every year, you will receive 100 to 200 bottles, labels of wine with your name on it. It's a private label. And also, you can stay in the chateau 3 days a year. And it is a very interesting program, and many friends of ours have already bought this type of lands.
The entire second floor of the House of Roosevelt at Bund 27 is dedicated to the storage and preservation of some of Shanghai's finest wine. Some bottles are expensive, others are ridiculously expensive. Behind a hidden sliding shelf in the wine cellar, there is a secret climate-controlled wine chamber for members of the Roosevelt Club. And the password? CNBC First Class. Okay, well, that may not be the real password, but today, for us exclusively, it's opened the door to where the treasure is located. If you get in, you can try, buy, or even invest in a collection to be kept here. Members can store and age their own wines in their private wine cellar. Celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain and former NBA player Yao Ming have their bottles stored here.
And how do you become a member? How much does it cost?
Well, it is not the money part. You do not have to be really, really rich or famous to be invited as a member. But one should demonstrate he or she is very successful in his or her field. And that's how we invite our members.
From members only and hidden cellars to a mystery destination that will tease your senses for a food experience that will leave you wanting more. Our final location has a 3-month waiting list, so you will need to plan your visit well ahead of time. But believe me, your patience will be rewarded.
Ultraviolet is ultra secret. Diners don't know where it is. They're whisked away by minibus, and that is when the fun begins. Hi.
Hello, Emily.
Hi.
My name's Greg. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Ultraviolet. Are you hungry?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to get you inside, introduce you to Chef Paul Perret, and we're going to give you the Ultraviolet experience.
Okay, can't wait.
Excellent. You want to ring the bell?
Okay.
Please watch your step.
At first glance, this may not look like much. A windowless space, bland walls, and a communal table. But then this happens. Now you see why securing a place at Ultraviolet is one of the most sought-after culinary experiences in the world. Each dish on this menu is served with a new projection that literally transports diners into a new realm. It's all engineered like a television program. Even special aromas are emitted on cue. It's the brainchild of Chef Paul Perret, winner of the Chef's Choice Award at the 2016 Asia's 50 Best Restaurants Awards. Each menu is painstakingly sketched out and rehearsed by Perret and his team of chefs, servers, and producers who activate sounds, scents, lights, and videos from a nearby control room.
Any plans to recreate this in other cities, potentially my hometown, Hong Kong, or New York, or Paris?
We don't have plans. It could remain unique. It's possible to reproduce Ultraviolet, but it's not necessarily our will. It requires a lot of work. Every menu requires a lot of work. When you do a menu in Ultraviolet, 20 course, knowing that we try to be genuine, tagged as avant-garde means that we are trying really to bring something in each new dish that we are doing. It's a unique project in itself. There's been a lot of contact to reproduce Ultraviolet. It's not necessarily our will.
Now, there's of course a long wait list to come and eat here and have this experience, something like 3 months long. What kind of people come here?
In Ultraviolet, you have every kind of people who come. You have a lot of foodies, of course. A lot of chefs are coming sometimes only for Ultraviolet from France, Michelin star chef, etc. But also people who are simply curious to know how all this operates and to see how they will be touched by something else than a standard restaurant, right? So you really run from any kind of people, still knowing that it's still a bit of an expensive experience, but some people are really breaking their wallet to come to Ultraviolet.
Hi, I'm Tanya Breyer, and that was just a taster of what you can find on CNBC Live. For more award-winning content, just click on the videos. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching.